Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I am your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here with my friend Anupam Singhal, the CEO of WERC. Anupam, what's going on?
It's a bright and sunny and warm Dallas afternoon.
Yeah,
We're sitting in your beautiful offices with a deep Ellen, Texas sign up there.
yeah, thank you.
And a beautiful Globo team here.
Yeah.
It's a live studio.
We got a live studio audience, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, look at that. We have got real people here watching. Yeah, get in the comments, hit that like button, let us know you're out there. Let everybody know to tune in. We are going to be giving you a preview of the upcoming conference in Salt Lake City this fall.
Mhm.
It's everyone's favorite time of the year. Looking forward to coming together.
Yep, it is.
Gotta love
It's
it.
a great time.
Hit that like button, everybody. Get in there. I'm going to ask you, have you been to Salt Lake City? I got to be honest with you. I've never been to Salt Lake City. Put in the comments if you've been to Salt Lake City. If you have been, tell me what I should be looking forward to.
Yeah.
If you haven't been, ask me a question about it because we're going to get into it. All right. We're going to talk about that. We're going to be talking about the programs. We're going to be talking about the educational content. We're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff. You know, how you put it together, what it's like. What are the numbers looking like so far? We're going to be talking about all sorts of stuff.
That kind of detail.
Yeah, we're going to get into just specific numbers.
All right.
I'm pressing you for detail. Anupam did his homework coming into this. It's going to be fun. And of course, we're going to have a very nice and robust, overrated, underrated as well today. So we got people coming in here. We got Gabriel checking in. What's up? Who's that? Is that Vinny over there? I can barely read this. So great. Vinny's great to see you, buddy. Look at this. Oh, I love it. Cheers from Portland. Katie Garcia from Dallas. What's up, Katie? Awesome to see you. Check in with us. Get in there. Have you been to Salt Lake City? I want to know. Is that Beth there? Help me out here. I can barely read here.
Beth
Very nice. Look at this.
Sarah Schmidt.
Sarah, you want to say what's up to these people? Give them shout outs.
Hey, good to see you.
Sharon, is that Sharon?
Yeah.
I'm going based on like a very tiny thumbnail image.
I'm impressed you can see that far.
And who's this one? I can't read that. Is that Jillian? Jillian Gusta?
Scott Chapman.
There you go. Anthony Hughes. See, this is why I love
a lot of folks.
Scotty. This is why I love this because it's like this. It's like a preview. It's like these are the people I'm going to see.
Yeah. Yeah.
And all the people I'm going to give hugs to and handshakes, and chat and have a drink with.
Wait, that's a nice way of thinking about it. That's sweet.
Yeah.
You can be sweet every once in a while.
I'm very sweet.
Very sweet. Okay.
Look at this. We got who do we got here? Can't even read these names. I'm sorry. Hey, what's up, everybody? Look at this. Is that Mark? Let's see here. Tila. What's up, Tila? Who's this right here?
Daisy.
That's not Daisy. Is it Daisy?
Tracy.
Tracy? What's up, Tracy? Oh, there's Daisy. All right, cool.
So Sarah's never been to Salt Lake City.
Who's not been?
Sarah Schmidt.
Sarah? Okay, what questions you got? Katie, you got a question? Sarah, you got a question for us about Salt Lake City? I got a question. This is a really dumb question. It's probably an uninformed question. But can we get down? Can we have fun? Can we have drinks? Are the parties gonna be lit in Salt Lake? Because listen, we all come there to get smarter. We all come there to make business relationships. We all come there to do our, the things that we say to our bosses when we get this approved. But come on, is there? What's the deal?
Oh God, man, Ben, that's where you have to start. Okay. Well, you know what? To be fair, it's probably on everyone's mind.
It's on people's minds. It's a legitimate question.
Can I ask you actually? Why do you ask that question?
Because I like to have a couple alcohol.
I get it, but I think underlying your question is the assumption that you cannot have alcohol.
Yeah, that's kind of
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because look at all these people haven't been. Amanda hasn't been. Gabriel hasn't been. So many people haven't been. So tell us what it's like.
So here's I'm here to tell you this.
Yeah.
So 2006 saw the first distillery actually open in Utah.
Wow.
Since then, there is dozens and dozens of breweries and distilleries that have opened up in Salt Lake City and around Salt Lake City in Utah.
Wow.
As a result, there has been, and so of course you can have drinks there, in bars and pubs and so on, no problem. But because of that, there's also been a pretty strong influx of really high quality chefs
Oh,
that have relocated to Salt Lake City. And so you've got a thriving food scene there,
okay.
which that's the one thing that if you go to a restaurant and unless you indicate an intent to order food, you cannot have alcohol. That's maybe the only thing.
You have to indicate an intent to
If you
order
go to a
food.
restaurant, you
Are
can
you
go
gonna
to
be
a
handing
bar.
out scripts for people? So
You
this is which is like a password.
Listen,
It's like a speakeasy.
you can find that on Reddit, no problem.
I know.
But you can go to a bar, you can go to a pub, no problem. You can go to most other places. At a restaurant, you must be ordering food in order to get alcohol.
Well, that's fair.
That's
I mean,
all.
who sits down at a
But
restaurant
outside of that,
at a
actually,
table?
I think underlying
We do.
to address the underlying of your question, Ben, I had never been to Salt Lake City until the team took me out there in 2023 to do a
Okay.
site visit before we finalized that as the location for 2025 global conference. And I kid you not, from the moment the aircraft was about to land, I was like, "Whoa, we're landing in the middle of mountains."
Okay.
The setting is incredible. You're surrounded by these snow-capped mountains.
I do
around
like
you.
that. I do like to see mountains.
You get out of the airport, it's beautiful, it's clean. They just spent $5 billion redoing their airport.
Seems a bit overkill. Okay.
Dallas is spending 10,
Well,
11 by the
Dallas.
time it's done.
Okay.
Well, it's Salt Lake City Airport happens to be a hub for Delta.
Okay.
So that's why there's a Delta discount. Actually, there's a code on the website if you're haven't booked your flights.
Oh, shout out to Delta.
Get the code from the WRC website so you can get 5% off your fares.
That's nice.
And I'm driving to basically the area where our conference is going to be happening, the Salt Palace Convention Center. I mean, it was just absolutely beautiful, clean, gorgeous setting all around. Lots of development, lots of restaurants as we drove by.
Okay.
Lots of pedestrians, just people walking because the weather is gorgeous.
Okay.
So you can be walking everywhere. You can take the little trains, I forget what they call them, trams or little
Light rail type things. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you can basically, there's a really walkable city, extremely affordable, and absolutely beautiful, great weather. At that time, hit or miss, we may even see a little bit of a snow shower.
Oh,
So that'd be unique for a WRC conference.
I don't think I've ever. Well, maybe like in Boston. I don't know, but yeah, super rare. Super rare. Yeah, people are getting in the comments here. Tanya Maritini says hello from Salt Lake City, Utah.
There you go. You should ask her.
What's up, Tanya? What's one thing I need to do in Salt Lake City, Tanya? And should I come out there and film a promo video about it and show people like what's actually happening? I might have to do that. Because Cliff Bierman's saying this is gonna be the first year that WERC is gonna be BYOB. No,
you don't
it's
have
not
to be
true.
BYOB.
I mean,
Why?
Cliff, you could still bring up, you could do what you got to do, but no, there will be provisions.
Listen, I don't condone that or do not oppose it, but
Yeah.
you do you. But there's no, I mean, there's Salt Lake City is like going to any really cool city in this day and age,
Okay.
and you get everything that cool city has except for the high prices.
Okay.
That's what you get in Salt Lake City.
Except for the high prices. I like
Except for the high
that.
prices.
I like that because I got a conference coming up in New York City this year,
I know.
and it's like
I know.
it'll be nice, because I'm gonna be flying, right from one in Manhattan to Salt Lake City, so it might be kind of nice. It's kind of easy on the wallet a little bit,
You'll have emptied out your wallet, so
Yeah.
you'll do okay. You'll do okay in
It's a
Salt Lake City.
BYOB, just for fiscal reasons. Sheila says, "Hey, what's up, Sandy McKinney checking in? Fun times in Salt Lake City." You're making that up, Sandy. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure it's beautiful. I can't wait. Looking forward to it. People checking in here. Daisy checking in. Brittany over here checking in. This is great. We got people in the comments, Mark checking in here. Hit that like button, get in here. I'm going to try to take your questions as well. I'm a little far away, so it's hard for me to read. Let's see here. Sharon checking in.
So you saw Tanya Hollard from Salt Lake City, right?
Love Tanya. Yep.
So Tanya is with eBay. She's obviously illustrious board member for WRC, one of our two corporate board members, the other one being Deb Convery, and so she's actively guiding us and has her fingerprints all over the conference because it's in her hometown.
Yep.
She's with eBay. That's a tech company, right?
Yeah.
The other thing people don't realize is Salt Lake City has actually become a hub of innovation. It's referred to informally as the Silicon Slopes, right? So Silicon Valley and then
Okay.
Silicon Slopes. So that's where a lot of technology
Okay.
firms have been moving in.
Okay.
A lot of innovation happening, a lot of startups, tons of activity in that sense. And innovation, what was attractive to me about Salt Lake City when the team brought it up as an option was one, hotbed of innovation. Two, beautiful, picturesque, and a place that we hadn't been before. And three, it's extremely affordable, easy to access. It actually, most people don't realize this. The connectivity, air connectivity for Salt Lake City is greater than that for Boston.
Air connectivity, like flights.
Flights. There's more flights into and out
Boston
of Salt Lake
Logan's
City
brutal
than Boston Logan, both domestic and international.
Wow.
Yeah,
I would not have thought that.
You would have not thought that.
No.
So there's a lot of either misperceptions or lack of understanding of Salt Lake City.
Hey, I don't need another conference in Boston where it's $100,000 hotel room, and I mean, seriously, if you for some reason you don't book until the last minute, and you're on the open market, you try to get the Hilton down there or something like that, it's $1,000.
Okay, so you just said that. Let me actually help you with that.
Yeah, please.
Salt Lake City, so one of the things that happened last year was we unexpectedly ran out of hotel block in DC, if you remember. This year, the team has ensured that nobody will not be able to access the block. And the best part about the room block is we have 3 hotels. One is the on-site hotel. That's at, I think, $289 a night compared to $1,000 in Boston. But the lowest price point is $199 per night.
Okay.
So you've got, when I say affordability, you've got restaurants that are affordable, nightlife that's affordable, the hotel is affordable, flights are actually quite reasonably priced right now.
Which hotel is the conference going to be at?
So the Salt Palace Convention Center is connected to the Regency, Hyatt Regency.
Because that's one of the things whenever there's a conference at a convention center versus a hotel, and there's multiple hotels, people always want to know, like, hey, if I could stay at any of them, which one do I want to stay at?
Well, actually, all 3 of them are great. So the Hyatt Regency is sort of connected through the convention center. If you cross the street, and I mean literally across the street, is the Marriott. I think that's $249 a night. And then the Radisson Blu is half a block over the other way, and that's $199. So you're actually within like 30 to 60 seconds of where the conference is happening, no matter which hotel you stay at.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, now you know. There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
So I got to ask a little bit about, and Tanya's saying I need to try a dirty soda.
Dirty soda.
Have you ever had a dirty soda?
No, I've never had a dirty soda. I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds dirty. Yeah. What is it, Tanya? Put it in there. Let's hear the recipe. Also getting shout outs for some Italian food over here. Rajiv checking in here. What's up, Rajiv? Yeah, people need to know about this dirty soda thing. Really curious about that. But while we get the answer, we got a ton of people checking in. Hit that like button, y'all. Check in with us. If you've got questions about the actual conference and not just the shenanigans, get into the comments. We'll try to get to that as well. I got to get to one of the next question. Besides, hey, can I get a beer? The next question is, how's attendance shaping up? Everyone wants to know, how's attendance shaping up?
So I was obviously, just like any other CEO in our industry right now, was quite worried about everything coming into this year, and the conference, as a reflection of what's going on in our industry, I was worried about that as well. I'm excited to share that as of yesterday, so yesterday was Monday, as of yesterday, we are running 16% ahead of the same time last year.
For where DC was?
In terms of registrations. And
what do you attribute that to besides just excellent leadership?
So, come on, man. But for that 16% running ahead, I'm going to ignore that one. But I will answer, what do I attribute it to? Keep in mind, last year's conference was record-setting in many ways, right? So for it to be running ahead is really exciting, and it's obviously very encouraging and so on. Having said that, I don't take it for granted. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a tremendous amount of economic uncertainty. There's a lot of geopolitical instability.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah, I know. Minor things like that. But I mean, seriously, kidding aside, it's there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, there's a
So
lot going on.
we'll see how it ends up being. One way or another, we're already well north of 500 attendees, total registrants, and about 40% of those are corporates at this time.
Oh wow.
So it's all shaping up really, really well. Knock on wood, wherever that might
That'll
be.
do.
You don't have wood here.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Yeah.
So what do I attribute that to? I think it's a couple of different things. One, the sort of resurgence of WRC as an organization, right? The rapid and significant re-engagement by the community and the industry in its association. Just far more people, much more actively involved and wanting to get value out of it.
And and I'll echo that to some degree, because you had heard over the years a bit of just kind of people just kind of being tired of the same old kind of thing, maybe, and just kind of like feeling like maybe they weren't necessarily in sync with the vision or where things were going, or maybe they didn't feel heard. And it does feel like there's more engagement.
Yeah, there's a tremendous, I appreciate you saying that. There's a tremendous amount of engagement. What that allows us to do is actually a couple of things. We started a couple of years ago in 2023 with pushing ourselves and the team to experiment with newer things, with newer formats, with newer learning models, with newer content types, and so on. We pushed that in 2024 quite a bit.
Okay.
Right? Based on lessons from a couple of different experiments we ran in 23. We ran a lot more experiments in 24 at the global conference, and then scaled some of the things that seemed to work.
Yeah, I mean, that's
this year.
Yeah.
We're taking it to a whole other level.
Really?
Like, literally, like when I say Salt Lake City is the hotbed of innovation, this conference is going to be so much packed with new things and different things and high energy components, with some green spaces for quiet downtime, but high energy components that actually I'm really excited to see it all come to life. And there's tons of examples of that I'm happy to share. But I think that's the other part of it, which is, in this day and age where there's a lot of challenges everyone's facing, there's a lot of information that gets thrown at us. There's a lot of different forums for you to get what you need, which is either company or interaction or learning. What we're doing with the WRC conference and all of our programming is actually really pushing the envelope and making it such that it can appeal to and resonate with different folks, because everyone learns differently. Everyone goes about their networking objectives differently. And so creating those different kinds of formats, different kinds of engagement models and learning models, I think is a big part of what, based on feedback we gathered from 24, worked a lot. And so we're replicating that, but then taking it up many notches.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear some specifics on that, because I'm always curious about the way meetings are done. Yeah. Right, because as a person that goes to a lot of conferences, you get to see things and compare and contrast, and there's definitely, I notice, a tendency with associations to run the same playbook every year.
Sure.
It starts on Wednesday, it ends on Friday, it does this, it does that. Thursday is this, Wednesday night is that, and you kind of just you just pull out the agenda and you dust it off, and you just plug new names in the panels, and off you go, right? So it's cool to hear you attacking it with a fresh set of eyes and challenging, your team, I guess, and frankly all of us, because you can't do it without the community.
Oh no,
right? I mean,
absolutely not.
All these sessions and all the content is really community led.
Oh, 100%.
So you're challenging all of us to think differently, and I think that's really neat. What are some of the changes and things that you've switched up, maybe from last year even?
Yeah. Oh God, it's a long list, but let me hit on a few things that I think. Tell me if they resonate, and then I can talk.
Yeah, and get in the comments here and ask questions too. I see a few of you, Cliff, getting in there, a couple other folks. So we're gonna ask your questions here.
So first things first, before I get to the educational program, it's a whole other experience. So you compare to last year, which last year's conference got really high marks.
I thought it was great. I mean, obviously it's a great venue too.
Right.
Which always helps.
So thanks for that. But I think, the big thing with last year's conference was, which I know everyone will agree with, where the conference was and the programming was happening versus where the exhibit hall
Oh yeah.
was a mile apart.
Yep.
Right, and a couple of levels apart, and so that is suboptimal to say the least. Usually, what we have is in Boston, for example, the year prior, all the content programming is happening in this one place here, and then there's the convention center, right?
Yep.
Okay, closer, same level, but that's how it is. This year, the only way you get to the general session hall
Oh wow.
is through the exhibition hall.
Okay.
So the expo center is going to become the center of everything.
Like the core.
It is going to be in the middle of everything. And in fact, the way they've even designed it is quite interesting. It's sort of like a crisscross with lanes that are coming off a hub and spoke type thing, with an innovation hub right in the smack dab in the middle of it. And with elevated stage, I believe, although that may not be an elevated stage. It's all being figured out right now, but basically a silent disco going on in there. There'll be speed networking and speed dating going on between supplier partners and corporates. There'll be a corporate only exhibit hour that happens where only corporates and exhibitors will be in there for 1 hour.
Oh, that's interesting.
No other attendees during that time. There's programming for other attendees during that time. There'll be booth awards.
Oh, okay. Booth awards.
So,
because Cliff Bierman's saying, "Convince me to exhibit." Convince me to exhibit. I think you're doing a nice job right now. Cliff, you might want to get in there and get one of those on that lane, on that corridor, because that's going to be that fast lane to get to where people are going.
Well, the thing that happens with the lanes is, and the way they're setting it up is, there really is not going to be a bad booth location anymore.
Okay.
Because it's just like, it'll feel very natural. You're just walking through avenues, and you're gonna see pretty much everything. And so that happens, but there'll be a positivity lounge in there. So we're bringing the puppies back, which were a big hit last year.
Isn't it so funny how easy some stuff is? Just bring puppies, guys.
Bring puppies.
I bet babies weren't allowed, so we just brought puppies.
We're gonna add to that the dirty soda that Tanya is keen to try.
Tanya with these dirty sodas, by the way. By the way, dirty soda is a drink consisting of soda spiked with cream flavor. Oh, I missed it. Described as alcohol-free mocktails. Okay, it's in the comments there.
And then a quick question: did you know Crumble cookies?
Yes, Crumble cookies.
Did you know that was born out of Utah, Park City, Utah?
No, I did not know that was a Utah company.
They're from there.
Okay.
So we're gonna have Crumble cookies.
Crumble cookies.
There's gonna be all that stuff happening in the expo hall, which again is the only way you get to the general session. So everything's happening through there, and then all the rooms, everything is gonna be on the same level basically, easily accessible. Salt Palace Convention Center is massive. I mean, the other thing people may remember but may not realize, Salt Lake City has hosted the Olympics before.
98? 96?
In the 90s, I forget. So, because I don't want to misquote.
Because it was the winter, though.
They're going to be
Olympics,
hosting it again in 2032.
Oh, wow.
34, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Already got our tickets.
Yeah. So, because that's the 32 is the Summer Olympics, 34 will be the Winter Olympics. They're hosting the next Winter Olympics in 34 again. So it's just, the setting is amazing.
So it's a world class city. Really.
That convention center is world class, and it is one of the highest rated convention centers in terms of eco friendliness.
Oh, okay.
It is gold or platinum LEED rated, which is the highest rating you can have.
Okay.
So talk about sustainability. That's going to be all through. We've kept an eye on that, and amazing. And guess what? We're going to have a professional quality, world-class level broadcast studio in our site.
Well, now you're getting me excited.
Yeah. So
I have not been invited to this, so this is news to me. It's kind of quite a way to find out about something like this. Anupam. So tell me what's happening in the world. It's my email. So what's happening in the studio, Anupam? Yeah, tell me about this.
I don't know, chit chat and interviews.
Interviews.
No, actually, kidding aside. I mean, look, there's so much going on in our industry. We'll be obviously unpacking a lot of that through the different sessions, which I'll talk about in a second. But in conjunction with that, we'll be likely, I expect, we'll be recording a lot of conversations with industry leaders that can be more evergreen, but talking about a lot of what we're seeing in our industry and what can be done about it, right? How do we approach it? How do we tackle it? And so on.
You know, I
Different
love that
topics.
concept though, because honestly, that was like one of the reasons I started Love and Reload. Because I
Yeah.
go to the conference and the conversations I was having with people, whether it be at the bar or just even sitting in a breakout session, but like I'm just talking to somebody sitting next to me, you know, about what's happening up on stage. And I always felt like those conversations were some of the most fruitful conversations that, you know, I had. And they were somehow different than what was on the panel. You know, just the format of just two people sitting there and chatting candidly
Okay.
was different
Yeah.
and more, I don't know, more real and more insightful.
Yeah.
Because they weren't worried about saying something that was gonna get people upset or that was unpopular, or maybe they were at liberty to share things that were a little bit more privileged.
Sure.
You know, and so it's like, and those are some of the conversations that, you know, I wanted to do on the show, and so that's why I started it.
It's fantastic. So I think it seems like we may have stolen that concept from you a little bit.
There's no original ideas. Two people talking is not a. I didn't invent that
that's
one.
Right. Well, although that, you see, the late night show concept is dying out now. Anyways,
that's been killed, I think.
Yeah, let's not different. I'm sorry I brought it up. The thing I was going to say was, so sort of jumping over from the experience to the program itself. We're going to have 40 different learning components spread over those 3 days. Okay. That's a combination of sessions, learning labs, thought leadership breakfasts, solution rooms.
What's a solution room? I've heard of an escape room.
Yeah.
What's a solution room?
I knew you were going to jump on that. So, a solution room is actually sort of a variant of a lab, a learning lab. In a solution room, there's going to be topics, and there's going to be a sort of a program that'll already have been planned. But that's where you'll go to actually collectively and collaboratively work together to unpack that topic and or come up with a solution to the problem that that topic involves, or the problems that underlie that topic. For example,
what can really be done in that amount of time?
Well, it's an hour-long session, and like it's a lot of time if you put the right people together and the bright minds. Exactly. So this is where I was saying we've kind of stolen that from you. In that sense, you are sitting together around a round table or whatever, and you're talking about that problem with a very clear objective of like you're going to come up with potential solutions around it, or you're unpacking whatever that topic might be and identifying key takeaways and actionable items coming out of it, right? So this learning labs concept actually has proved to be really, really valuable for all involved, but it has to be a curated environment, and it is very closed. It is invite only, corporate only, and we wanted to take that experience and the value that it creates and make that more accessible, which I talked about when we started to experiment with that. And that's what solution rooms will allow for, right? That's where you can actually come in and collaboratively together figure something out. So there's the topics, there's like 5 of those that are scheduled, and the topics will range from immigration to the convergence of mobility and business travel to how do you elevate your mobility program, how do you deal with remote work environment and the hybrid work scenario that we're in, geopolitical instability and how do you react to that. So some very, very key topics around that. Now that's sort of gives you an overall sense. The sessions that have been selected, so there's 16 sessions that were selected.
How do you select the sessions? Everybody wants to know what that algorithm is and what that special sauce is, right?
Yeah, so what we did was we identified learning objectives for key audience.
Okay.
Right, so first of all, we constructed a committee, a content committee that's comprised of 28 professionals from within our industry. That breaks down 60% service providers and 40% corporates.
Okay.
Okay.
Kind of like the mix of the attendees.
Representative makeup of the attendee population.
All right. I'm tracking.
Yeah. Thank you. Excellent.
Yep.
Good job.
So
Thanks.
far, easy.
Keeping up with me.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It's Harvard MBA right here. Okay.
Stop it.
Continue.
All right. So that's the first thing we did. Second, what we did was make sure that we aligned on some of the basic tenets that we want the sessions to embody. So they have to have very, very clear learning objective. The learning objective has to be very clear and has to be reflective of what the attendee population wants. So for that reason, we made sure to plug in with our corporate advisory council, for example, and get from them what they would really like to learn. Took that into account. We did the same thing with the service provider advisory council, took from them what their learning objectives are. We incorporated that, and the committee consulted that in finalizing the sessions. But second or third, they took in 100 applications with new constraints put around it. So no single individual was permitted to submit more than 2 or 3 applications.
Okay.
The others were rejected or and such. So 100 unique applications in that sense. 16 of those were selected based on over 100 hours of collective effort, right? To actually analyze, pods of 3 within the committee, broke out, evaluated each session, rated, ranked it. The whole committee then approved the full collection of all the sessions. And they had to be different enough. So
somehow we got Ben Heller doing an Ignite session again. All that rigor.
Right. So
I'm just kidding. I love you.
That was outside.
No, that's always one of the more popular sessions.
So the learning objective has to be very clear. There has to be clear takeaways. And those clear takeaways this year are going to be identified on every session description. So the other problem that I heard consistently from our members is, how do I know what session to go into? I can read the 1-line description, right, and everything may seem interesting. I don't really know whether it will be or won't be.
So now you're going to put the takeaways in the description?
We're going to put the key takeaways. What should you expect to learn and walk away with coming out of this session?
I think that's great.
Second, we're then going to enforce in the QA process, the prep for the sessions. There's going to be 1 committee member assigned to each of the sessions, and they're going to be working with that session to make sure that that group is preparing along the lines of the key takeaways, right? If they'll actually be able to bring those to life. And then, so that's never been done before. 1 dedicated committee member to each of the panels, each of the sessions. And then the second thing that'll be happening is there's a lot of interactivity that's being forced into it, and unique speakers. So you will not see the same speaker show up on multiple panels.
Okay.
Which happens all the time.
Yeah.
Right? As much as we
get some overachievers out there, you know.
Right. So as much as we may love to hear from the same people, or if I'm that person, I want to speak 5 times. You know, thank you, but no thank you. Yeah. We need different voices.
Well, you're going to speak at more than 1 session, I'm sure.
Well, we'll see.
So other people.
Yeah, other people. Exactly. Yeah. Right. So
speaking of which, hey Ben Heller, what's up? Good to see you, buddy.
It's Ben Heller's
checking in. He's like, Ben, you know, Ignite sessions are the best. Yes, they are great. I've participated.
What is this? The Ben rivalry?
We're friends. We're great friends. Me and Ben met at ERC, WERC.
Yeah.
The Global Workforce Symposium.
Global Workforce.
Not this new stuff.
Not this new stuff.
Not global. What is it called now? What's it? We got a new name this year. New year, new name.
WERC Global 25.
WERC Global 25. It's zippy.
So it's
zingy.
It's consistent with WERC APAC Summit 25.
Yeah.
WERC LATAM 25. WERC Global.
So now, are we officially, as of October, retiring the WERC and going full work?
You know what?
Tell us, fearless leader. Is that what we're going to?
WERC is the preferred term.
Pronunciation?
Yep.
Or
that's the preferred way to say it.
Okay.
But there's no harm, no foul with WERC.
And it's a hard C.
It's
work.
Work.
It's not like worse.
No, it's not.
Because that would be terrible.
That would be terrible.
Okay, it's work.
It's work, as in the Association for Workforce Mobility.
Get it? No, I get it. It's ambitious and I like it. Like, we are work.
We are work.
Like, that's like you know, work and mobility are inextricably linked.
Work it. There you go.
Work it.
Work it.
Are we workshopping? Are we workshopping?
Yes, there's workshops. There's 15 workshops happening.
Are you gonna
around
like
all
get
this
cute
year.
and like spell everything like
It is
workshop like WERC shop?
Yeah.
That's what we're
It's
doing
a
this?
brand.
Oh my gosh.
You missed that brand.
You're late
It's
Oh.
a new product. You're late to the party.
We're workshopping.
Yes.
I just that
Ben,
work
I
okay.
expect you to do some research before this show.
My people start just laughing uncontrollably when you say
Oh,
research. Research and Ben. You must be talking about Ben Heller. Just don't come at me like. All right,
Oh, boy.
let's see. We got Scott Chapman checking in. Rolls off the tongue a lot easier than Worldwide Employee Relocation Council Global Workforce Symposium. Yes, Scott, it does. It is something you can say with a couple beers in you for sure. Yeah,
And
what are
you
you
can
here?
get those
What
in
are you
Salt
here
Lake
for?
City.
You here for the orthodontist convention? No, I'm here for the WERC Global, not the Worldwide Employee Relocation Council. That was a dang sobriety test. Mark Burchell, yes, Benny. Is that me or for him? Who's that? Yeah, okay, cool. Work APAC checking in here. Jay Hall checking in from USI Law. What's up? Yeah, people are dying laughing here in the comments. It's great. People are having a lot of fun with it. You know, you gotta have fun, you know?
Of course.
You gotta have fun here.
Of course.
Look at this. We got Bruce checking in. Heather Jameson checking in here. Get in the comments if you got questions. Hey, y'all, I can't keep up with all these questions, so if you see any questions I should be asking here, make sure I'm plugging them in. Bruce says, great to see you guys. Excited for WERC Global 25 and seeing everyone in Salt Lake City. Rob Zeitz points out the obvious. Ben didn't do enough prep work for the
I
show.
like that.
Yeah.
Prep work. I
You
like
know
that.
how like there's poet laureates,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Rob should be like the pun laureate
I'm Lori.
for global mobility
All
for
right.
work.
All right.
Is that I mean it's an unpaid
Could
position,
be a
we
big
all know,
unpaid
but
position.
I think he should I want to nominate him.
All right. Sounds
Just
good.
for his contribution to puns.
All right. All right.
We got Jack
Put him to
Campbell
work.
checking it, put him to
Put him to work.
you're gonna be busy just with the puns. You're not even gonna have time to develop content. Jack, what's up, Jack? Great to see you too. Jack Jampel checking in. Says you're doing a great job with the vision and the direction
Oh, thank you, Jack.
here. Mena checking in from the Middle East. What's up, Mena? Good to see you again. Heather Jameson checking in from Michigan. Brittany Bogus asked, what's your content highlight gonna be? What are you Anupam most looking forward to from a content perspective?
Oh, wow. Okay. It's hard for me to pick one panel or session. That would not be fair.
You know you play favorites.
No.
You got a favorite.
No, I don't.
You know.
No, I don't.
Listen, you may have
No, I
you
don't.
know
No, I don't.
kids and you got everyone's got a favorite.
No. I love them all. Love them all. But I will tell you, I do have something that I'm really looking forward to
Okay.
that we haven't talked about yet. So our keynote speaker.
I feel like this is your thing because last year you had Jose Andres and it was killer.
So our keynote speaker is she's not super well known. Amy Purdy, sort of like Jose Andres, was not super well known by everybody. But Amy Purdy, I'll just tell you this and then the rest you will want to listen to yourself. The theme of our conference this year is Limitless.
Limitless.
Okay.
Okay.
Amy
Meaning
Purdy,
without limits.
Without limits. Amy Purdy, at the age of 10, lost both her legs.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Same time.
Yeah, she lost both her legs, and you look at that and you kind of say, "My life's over." As a 10-year-old, right? You're like, what am I supposed to do?
I have a 10-year-old and I'm thinking about
And you
him.
think about that, right? And so most people will kind of look at that situation, feel sorry for oneself,
Yeah.
as you should, and kind of it's really rough and hard, and I'm sure it was for her. But she didn't stop there. She looked down. She tells the story, and she will talk about it. She looked down, to see her 2 legs missing, and in one instant she was like, "Okay, well, I don't have legs anymore. There's a lot of things I can't do anymore. Most things I can't do anymore." She looked back down at them and said, "Well, but I can do things that I would not have otherwise done, and maybe I can be the best at that."
Okay.
She reframed it and went for absolutely no limits opportunities. And she ended up being a medaling Paralympian skier
Oh wow.
multiple
and-
times.
Okay. All right.
Without legs, got on the slopes and medaled one after another. She went on to be a finalist in Dancing with the Stars. Think about all the things that you.
I mean, I can't do that with legs.
With legs.
I feel very.
Just someone without legs doing these things.
Yeah.
And so her story is about resilience.
He's always make me feel bad because then when I leave and I'm like, she's doing more with half a body than I'm doing with the whole thing.
But the whole point of bringing her is to actually, it doesn't matter what you feel like you're handicapped with in the moment, whatever your handicap might be. And right now, truth be told, most of us are trying to move forward with one hand, if not both hands, tied behind our backs, and you're trying to not just survive but somehow push forward, right? It can seem really hard. It is really hard. I know a lot of businesses in our space are struggling with it. A lot of professionals are struggling with it. And hers is a story of resilience. It's a story of reinventing yourself. It's a story of reframing the situation and making, the saying, life gives you lemons. What do you do with it?
You make lemonade.
You make lemonade. Not facials.
We got a studio audience here.
Not facials, man. Not facials.
Well, I was thinking about skiers, or I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know where you were going with that, but that's great. I feel like it's gonna be a very inspirational. I'm sure we're all gonna cry. I always cry at those things.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. And then do
you have a tissue sponsor for this keynote?
It's a good idea.
I feel like
someone's interested.
Yeah.
We don't have that as an option, but
someone's interested. Like, if someone could cry into my logo, you know what that's worth?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it.
Logo.
Just blow your nose right into. I don't. Maybe it's not for us guys, but maybe it's for somebody. These are revenue opportunities. Cliff Bierman, you got to work it.
So that's the opening keynote. I'm excited about that, and then we're complementing that with an economist as the closing keynote.
I like the economist. It's a good economist.
Yeah, it's a very relevant,
right?
Very relevant speaker for our industry. So I mean, I think all the sessions and content in between, the other things that are going on in addition to the main programming, which is Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. it starts and runs through the end of day Thursday, with a networking breakfast on Friday morning, and then you go off home to Halloween to be with your family in costumes.
Oh my gosh,
before you jump on
so
that,
tired.
before you jump on that,
yeah,
keep talking about it. Tuesday, actually, so you may recall, last couple of years we've done an immigration summit.
Yep.
Which has become extremely well received, very popular, extremely high marks. It's gotten the last couple of years, so we're bringing it back for a third year. But in addition to that immigration summit, we're actually adding a tax summit. For the first time ever, we're doing a tax-focused summit that will follow the immigration summit. So that's happening on Tuesday. I think the immigration summit runs from 9 to 1, and then 1 to 4 is the tax summit. 1 to 4, 1 to 5.
And that was and why did you decide to add the tax summit?
Because
is that because
compliance?
Enough people didn't fall asleep during the immigration summit.
Compliance.
You want to finish them
immigration summit has become so popular that it can actually be a conference in and of itself.
The immigration thing is actually pretty hot right now.
And tax
the
is
tax, I mean, really
the other side of the coin. It's the the other side of the coin with compliance, where the biggest set of complications in mobility coming today are around tax and immigration.
I always give my tax and immigration friends a hard time, especially the tax friends, but the truth of the matter is, I mean, the compliance-driven things, the non-negotiable things, the global things in this business, I think, are the growth engines of our business. We talked about this before, but I mean, our business has been rooted in domestic U.S. home sale, household goods moving, maybe to some degree temp housing for a very long time, and I think we've missed some of the growth, frankly, on the immigration side, on the tax compliance, business travel side, frankly, the PEO, type
EOR,
stuff,
PEO.
EOR stuff, and all that globalism, all that opportunity to tell people how to do business in other places.
Yep.
Because ultimately that's what global mobility is trying to accomplish.
But that's that'll all be there.
Yeah,
all the
I think
leading immigration firms will be there, every one of the big four tax and accounting firms will be there, and the non-big fours will be represented and will in fact be are actively supporting the conference. Deal, right? One of the leading EORs, PEOs, they'll be there. They're a champion sponsor as well, or sorry, strategic sponsor. So all these new, as you refer to it, sort of the growthier parts of global mobility because of the increasing complex nature of the landscape that we're in, right? With protectionism and borders becoming more strict and so on, that is, you're exactly right, needs to be not only an important part of the conversation, but actually something that we're all very, very focused on. So that's all going to be very much front and center at our conference, in addition to all the rest of the stuff that is we've known to be true and important in our industry. So
yeah, really love it.
The other thing I forgot was
get in the comments with your questions. We're gonna take questions here in a second. What was that?
On Tuesday, there's also a pre-con corporate housing with our friends at CHPA.
Nice.
So the immigration summit, the tax summit, and a corporate housing.
I like how you're kind of like drilling deep into the different disciplines.
Yeah.
That's neat, because I think sometimes one of the things that was always hard when I would sit on these content committees or program committees, as they used to be called, were trying to figure out, how to scope the conversation. How deep are you going? How general are you? How broad are you going? You know, what level are you in? Are you 100, 200 level classes, or are you master's classes?
Right.
And inadvertently, you're talking over somebody's head, or while you're putting someone else to sleep because you're not nuanced enough. Right?
That's right.
And that's the challenge when you have 1,500 people together in a room that are experts to some degree in the field. So I love the fact that you're breaking it apart into these different functional verticals, so you can really drill down deeply into them. Yeah. I think that's really cool. That's a great way to start the party. It's great. Yeah, thank you. I worked on that one.
Yeah, you did.
Hey, get your questions.
Did some work.
I did a little prep work. Get your questions in here. We're gonna take questions. Put Anupam on the hot seat here. Just kidding. Jack Taylor from Canada says. So there we go, Jack. Would these shows be not the shows? Would these sessions be recorded for everyone else to watch and learn from, especially as it relates to the solution room?
They will be recorded and they'll be made available, I believe, for conference registrants for, I forget exactly how long, but for quite a while.
So you have to register for the conference in order to get the recordings.
Yes, or
so can general members.
They might be in the learning center.
So some of the things.
Yeah, some of the things will. I don't know for sure, so that's why I'm being non-specific in my answer, but we can be sure to put that on our website very clearly.
Yeah, I'm going to throw something out there.
What's that?
So, because I'm always obsessed with like meeting planning and stuff, right? So there's a tendency to want to kind of say, listen, you got to register for the meeting to get the benefit of the meeting. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, right?
Yep.
And therefore, we don't want to broadcast it live or give people access to the content who didn't pay to be there. And I think to some degree, I'm not saying you're doing this, but I'm just going to throw this out there. I think to some degree it's short-sighted because when I look at franchises that have become really big, like the NFL, the NBA, baseball, I'm using a lot of sports analogies here, but I mean, anything that's like kind of performative or live eventing, right? It's like giving people access to it has made the live program even more desirable. Ticket prices have gone up because of television, right? And so, Coldplay tickets are more expensive than ever because you can get a taste, via social media. Too soon, perhaps, but that's my thought about it.
It's I mean, you make a good point. I mean, we did discuss it extensively as a team. We did look into it quite actively. With live streaming, the challenge that we ended up facing is becomes cost prohibitive. So one of the things that people might recognize is that we've actually not increased as much as everyone complains about conference registration being very pricey and expensive. We've actually not increased prices for many years now, despite the raging inflation that we've had, despite all the dislocation, labor costs going up, and everything else that's going on. We actually haven't changed registration pricing, and that was an important part of what I have been pushing for, which is to try and make things as accessible as possible. Not gonna use the word affordable, but as accessible as possible. The challenge we ended up facing with trying to live stream or broadcast the conference is the expense, the cost, and we're not looking at anything WRC is doing as a profit generator. It's a not-for-profit business, so we've got to be able to sustain it and support it. But your point is not wrong, and I think that is something that I would like to see happen as well, looking ahead. So we're going to be very focused on figuring out ways in which to do that and scale. I mean, keep in mind, like these sessions, there's 4 of them going in parallel. So you need 4 crews, 4 sets of crew to actually be live streaming.
But they're all recording it anyway.
The recording doesn't need crew at that point, right? Because this camera is set up and then it just happens. So I guess in some ways you could do that, and if it breaks, it breaks. But I don't know. Let's take it offline, and happy to.
Yeah. Hey, if I can do it, I feel like you guys can do it. You know what I mean? I'm pretty unsophisticated.
Wait, there's 4 bends? I didn't realize there's 4.
No, but I mean, like, I'm pretty, I feel like if I can figure this out, you know what? I got you, buddy.
Okay.
We'll do some consulting. We'll take care of you. Hey, get in the comments here if you got any questions here. We got a couple minutes for questions. Rob Zeitz is saying a mobility escape room could be awesome.
Solution room, escape room.
I mean, imagine you had to secure a work visa, get authorization, ship your household goods, find a new place to live, get kids set up in school, all before you die. Or, within a time constraint.
No one should die in the...
Well, not in real life, but you pretend die.
Yeah. Time out.
You ran out of time.
Ran out of time. Fine.
Yeah.
Ran the clock. Okay, got it.
But I mean, it could be physically, it could be active, it could be like you're getting up, you're interacting. One of the best sessions I met, this is how I met Beth Archibald. But we were actually we were challenged to come up with a cost estimate for the business.
Oh, wow.
The business wanted to recruit this person and
wow.
move them, and we had to give them a cost estimate within like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
As if like, hey, I need this right away. We're gonna make an offer. We need to know what the budget is.
That's cool.
And it was like, oh crap, what do we do?
It's like an escape room.
Yeah, and we're like at a table, and like in the time, like the pressure was like building.
That's awesome.
You're like, hey, household goods guy, how much is it gonna cost? Hey, realtor, how much is it gonna cost? And we're like, well, it depends. I mean, how big's their house? How much stuff they got? How much? I don't know. I need an estimate. Because of the business, they don't care. I don't know how big his house is. I just met the guy. I'm trying to make an offer, right?
That's awesome.
And so it was a fun thing. Anyway, I ended up yelling at somebody, and I had to apologize. And then we became great friends.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I like those games. I like games.
Not the part that you yelled at them, but
you learn from it, and then we became really close because those pressure situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Just
I mean, there's I love a competition, and actually one of the things that'll be happening in conjunction with the conference or at the conference is that's where the Momentum Mentorship Program, which is in its beta year this year, it's an experimental year for that brand new mentorship program that has been spearheaded by David Toledo and Jennifer Rodriguez and the emerging leaders.
Right.
That is a competition, as you know, you're very involved in there.
Yeah, we had them want to promote it.
And the final competition is actually happening that Tuesday. That same Tuesday of the conference, the finalists will be competing and a winner will be crowned. So that's happening that day too. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff packed in there.
Very nice. Non Park says, would Glomo do a late night show at the conference? That's not a bad idea.
Go live stream from a pub.
I think I might.
There's speakeasies there.
Well, I heard a restaurant's a speakeasy. You got to tell them you intend to eat.
Well, there you go. That too.
Like, that's the code. And I intend
but there's also standalone speakeasies.
Okay, I dig it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me we're offline here.
No.
No. Okay. All right. No. All right. Scott Canary says, "Where is the Glomo suite?" Scott, let me just get there, buddy. Okay, let me just. I'm staying. Me and Vinny are going half on Airbnb. Okay, that's what's happening. All right, Vinny.
The team all got excited on the mention of a Glomo suite.
What's up, guys?
We don't have a suite.
Okay, all right.
Or Airbnb.
Well, Vinny's got his Airbnb. He said he's got a 2-bedroom Airbnb for the cost of a hotel room. Wow. Okay, Vinny. All right, look at you, man. BYOB and the Airbnb. All right, let's see here. What else we got? Any other questions here? Guys, we got any questions? I can let's see here. Sandy McKinney. She writes in here. I can't see. I'm on a delay over here. Okay, can you read this question?
I can.
What is Sandy saying to us?
The emerging leaders are doing an amazing job with the momentum mentoring.
Oh,
Word.
that's good.
Sandy. That's exactly right.
That's great. I love it. Hey, I got a question for you here. Wait, do we have one more question here? How's Jack thanking us? There we go. Hey, let us know. Let us know. Hey, guys, let me know if there's a question that comes in, okay? Because I can't read them all. I got a question for you.
Yeah.
As I'm thinking about Salt Lake City, I'm thinking about I've never been there before.
Yeah.
How come work doesn't have conference merch? I feel like a Salt Lake City 2025 hat, or they have t-shirts
The 60th anniversary.
for the 60th anniversary. Like, you know, like how concert t-shirts, you go to a place, you know, and you get the shirt or something, you get the hat.
That might just be happening this year, Ben.
Okay, because we're doing it. We're doing it in our booth. We're selling shirts.
You gotta come to SaltAke City. The Expo Hall.
Oh, the Expo Hall. You're doing merch this year?
I don't know. It may happen.
All right. Apparently, I'll be out in the parking
Listen
lot.
here, I've got this pin.
You look at you. You do have a pen,
pin.
a magnetic pen there. It says "work" on it.
It's yours actually. I stole it. Thank you for
Hey, I
letting me-
represent, man. I represent, buddy. Rob Zeit says, "Would Canadian ERC be by Cirque du Soleil?" Oh man, if that's only, you know what? Listen, Rob. You know, I might have to retract my nomination for your pun laureate. Let's see here. All right. Tanya says I 100% agree on the merch. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya's in on the merch.
Is it free or are we selling it?
Well, I mean, you know,
who asked that?
No, that's my
that's
question.
Daisy asks, is it free or are we selling the merch?
Like,
I'll
yes.
gladly pay for it. Just sneak it into the cost of the registration.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's already.
We diverge. Vinny says, great idea. It has to happen. I don't know, Vin. I don't know. Apparently, you got to show up to find out if it's happening. Heather's like, we would all be in on some conference merch. Yeah, for sure, right?
There you go.
Heather got a t-shirt last year. She still wears it proudly. Fantastic. All right. Hey guys, you know what? Let's get into overrated, underrated, okay? We got a new producer today, okay? We got Evan, the intern, guest producing today, all right? So if there's any complaints, Evan at glomo.com. Let's get into the overrated, underrated.
Come on, he's been doing a great job.
He hasn't
As
done
an intern?
anything yet. I'm clicking the button. I got my own mouse.
Oh,
right
you
here.
do? Okay, all right.
Yeah, jeez, I'm dying up here. Anyway.
We can tell it's not crashed yet.
Overrated,
that's a win.
underrated. Hey, crash the internet. Hit that like button. Comment here. Tell Evan he's doing a great job. He doesn't get it much at work. Let's get into the overrated, underrated. Want to play a game with me here?
All right, sure. Sure, Ben. Sure.
Resolve. I love it. All right. Yeah, let's play a game. Overrated, underrated. First topic. Let's go lightning round here. First topic is Salt Lake City.
Oh, way underrated.
Why is that?
Way underrated. Because I have misperceptions of it. I know a lot of other people do. We've
Yeah.
dispelled it over.
Goldman Sachs is moving a big office there too, or just did.
I'm telling you, it is a happening city. You do not want to miss out. If you've never been, this is your one great opportunity to be there. By the way, if you're coming and if you have the time, the weekend before, weekend after, add that on. And there's world-class national parks there. The hiking is literally off the rocks, off the chain,
Off the rocks.
whatever you want to call it.
Hiking is on the rocks, but
On
it's
the
off
rocks,
the
but
chain.
no,
Figuratively.
no, it's not on the rocks. That's a.
You hike the rocks.
But I don't want to talk
All right.
but it is absolutely world-class hiking. The social scene there is amazing. The culture there is amazing. The food is amazing. It is a great city. Talked about all the innovation and everything else. Very
Okay.
walkable, very clean, safe, and affordable.
Okay. All right. I like it. Next one up. Overrated, underrated. Elevator pitches.
Just right. Just right.
You can't
do that.
properly rated.
Come
Is
on,
not
man.
an option.
You know, they're underrated. There's
Why is that?
a really good elevator pitch is incredibly impactful. It's the
Okay.
equivalent of a teaser. It actually gets you to engage and invest more time, more mind share, whatever else it is that I'm trying to get from you.
You know, I bring this up because elevator pitches is something that you've kind of tasked us on the value creation committee. You've tasked us with coming up with the elevator pitch for global mobility, for talent mobility. We're stuck in the elevator with the CEO of the large corporation,
Yeah.
and they say, "Hey Ben, what do you do?" And I mean, we're all asked this question almost daily. It feels like, right?
Correct.
What do we say?
What do you
Are
say?
we on the same page?
That's right.
Are we putting our best 1, 2, 3 bullet points forward in a compelling way that's going to, frankly, get more investment?
That's right. Yeah, and more mind share. So I think that's exactly right. And Ben, you're on there. Thank you. And there's a committee of our industry leaders that's on this value creation effort. The objective is simple: come up with the value statement for talent mobility. Not what WRC does and what value WRC creates has nothing to do with WRC. It is the value statement for this profession, for this function, for this process. And that has to be crisp, clear, concise, and high impact, because you may only get that 30 seconds with that CEO in that elevator. And if you can make the case, you can get the budget, or you can get to keep the budget, or you can get to spend it the right way.
Right. Yeah, great point. We got some opinions here, maybe some divergent opinions here. Sandy McKinney says underrated, but Rob Seitz says elevator pitches have their ups and downs. I told you he's good, right? He's good.
One.
He's talented.
That's a good one. That's a
This
good
guy.
one.
Ups and downs.
That's a good one.
All right.
Wow, that's a good one.
It's a good one. Elevator pitches have their ups. So you're gonna use that. He's gonna steal. Anupam's gonna steal that. He's gonna be on
Listen,
the
I
stage.
said right in the middle. I think he's saying the same thing, up and down.
It's great. It's great. All right. Let's keep it going here. Overrated, underrated. Next one up. Globalism.
Ooh.
This is, interesting. There's a lot going on in the world right now,
What's going on? With the rhetoric that is currently underway, I think it is underrated. Globalism is, yeah, I'll leave it there.
It's a meaty take right there. The head of the Global Mobility Association. Love it.
Oh man.
No, I mean, I think we all get the value prop, right? For globalism, right? I mean, we're stronger together. The economy's bigger together. Access to talent pool, the talent pool is greater together.
Correct. I mean, the reason why it's become politically charged and we're seeing all this
I haven't heard.
kerfuffle around it is it's about the relative economics and where value is being created and where is it being realized and who is realizing it and all that good stuff. But I mean that sort of comes with it. I think from my perspective, the most important thing is talent takes different forms, different shapes, has different languages, right? Has different context and background, sort of lived experiences and such. And so global mobility, global talent mobility is incredibly important. Not only important, it's necessary for companies to scale beyond a certain point. Because in order to scale beyond a certain point, you've got to go outside of your comfort zone. You've got to go outside of the markets you know. And when you're going to new markets, you need talent. You need a combination of talent that one understands that local market, but also carries the culture and the expertise and the best practices from the mothership. You combine those two, and that's where magic happens, right? That's the beauty of global talent mobility. So you can't be myopic around it and say, oh, remote work does everything. Or you cannot also take the point of view that remote work kills everything. No, it doesn't. That's why you've seen the emergence of things like PEOs and EORs. They play a role. They play a very important role, an increasingly important role. But equally, you can't put barriers around the movement of talent, which is what we're seeing happen, whether by way of immigration policy or by way of increasing cost of compliance and such that impedes talent mobility. And so, there's obviously other factors at play that are impacting talent mobility negatively, but I think globalism as a mindset, I'm a big believer in it, obviously. I heavily advocated. I, in college, went and spent a year studying abroad. believe in that very fundamentally. I've worked in a lot of different places, believe in the value that that has created for me on a personal and professional basis. That's what I advocate for with my kids, and I'm a big believer. So I believe that today it's sort of a situation with throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Mm-hmm. It's not good to throw babies.
It's not good to throw babies. And then Michael Jackson learned that the hard way.
Wow. All right. Look what happened to him. Next one up here. Overrated, underrated. The topic of AI.
Oh.
This is hot. I mean, you're over here in the topic business. I mean, you're creating a conference, right? And you have all this content that you're trying to curate.
Oh, man.
Is the topic of AI, I mean, how prominent and prevalent is that?
Okay, so AI itself, not that. We're talking about AI. I think talking about
We're
AI.
talking about AI.
Talking about AI.
Right now.
Exactly. So talking about AI is overrated. There's way too much talk about AI with not a lot of substance behind it. Not continuous.
Shouldn't we just enjoy our life before the robots take over and subjugate us?
You should. Actually, we were talking about this briefly, or I think we were.
Just enjoy life.
I was saying to you, what is going to happen in the age of AI is that live experiences are going to become premium commodities. Actually, not even premium commodities. They'll become the coveted experience that everyone wants.
We're already seeing it.
Like sports,
Concerts,
live entertainment, travel. These things are what is going to become more valuable. And where I bring that back to our industry is your lived experience will become that much more important. Your ability to help support talent and being able to realize their fullest potential is going to become incredibly important because experiences will matter. That experience, both for personal reasons as well as professional reasons, will matter.
Yeah, I think you're right. Next one up, overrated, underrated. The Tesla Cybertruck. I feel like you might have a Cybertruck.
No.
What kind of Tesla do you have, man?
No, I do not.
Which Tesla do you have?
I do not.
You have a Tesla.
I do not.
You have one.
I do not.
Somebody in your family.
I do not.
Your wife, your kids, somebody has a Tesla.
I do not. Overrated. I'm sorry, but it is.
Yeah. All these Tesla Cybertruck drivers out here are just turning in their Cybertrucks.
I know.
Why is the Cybertruck overrated?
Do you really want me to say what I believe?
Yeah,
this is personal opinion.
This is
It
how
has
it
nothing
works.
to do with WRC. It does not represent.
Right, this is off the
views
record,
of
guys.
yours.
At this point, it's off the record.
Completely personal.
Okay.
Behind the scenes.
Okay. I think the Cybertruck, my personal opinion, looks like an elementary school craft project.
Yeah, like somebody was given a shoebox,
Right.
and said, "Make a car out of a
Cut it up,
shoebox."
stuck the cardboard back together, and that's what the Cybertruck is.
Yeah, possibly while they were on ketamine.
You know, I saw a pink Cybertruck on my way here. to
Probably wrapped in the 3M wrap.
Made it look even worse, as if that were possible.
I think wrapped Cybertrucks are better than stocks.
I'm sorry for those Cybertruck owners out there. I love you, but I just don't like the Cybertruck. That's all.
Well, you can love the driver and hate the truck.
It's true.
That's fine.
This is very true.
You know, you heard about the raccoons that were opening the back, thinking because they looked like garbage cans.
Oh.
They were getting into the trunks. They were breaking into the trunks.
I did not hear that.
The raccoons were confusing the Cybertruck trunk with a garbage can.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so they were like going in thinking there was food.
Fake news?
I mean, who knows these days, right? Who knows? The lived experience will have a premium. But
He's not our president trying
somebody
to
can Google it.
hate on his
Google it and throw it in the
ex-best friend.
Google it in the X-Best. Yeah, see if that's the real thing or not, or did I just make that up?
I don't know. I feel
If
like
I made it up, I will apologize. It came up. Is it real or is it made up?
Raccoons have been observed attempting to break into Tesla Cybertrucks, seemingly mistaking them for dumpsters.
Yeah, and that's from a
It's
real
true.
news source.
It says yes, it's true.
All right.
Yes, it's true. Ta-da!
Well, I learned something.
We got people here weighing in on the topic. Tanya says a lot of Cybertrucks all over Salt Lake City. So watch out.
There's a lot in my town, for sure. I have a lot.
Yeah,
They
Scott.
drive themselves, right?
Scott Chapman says Cybertrucks are way overrated.
Ooh, I didn't say way overrated. I just said
That's a lot of Y's and A's there. Yeah, Scotty, I'm with you, man. How many do we got left, Evan? One left. This is the grand finale. Ready?
All right.
Overrated, underrated,
Ooh.
pushing for perfection.
I gotta say that's underrated.
Wow. Because I feel like the pendulum on perfection is swinging to the no category, right? We're rewriting our colloquial, wisdom these days. I have a sign in my son's room that says, "Practice makes progress."
Progress, not perfect.
Yeah, yeah. Because kids are
Okay.
crying and
Well,
stuff.
look, I do.
So, but you come from a generation where kids cried,
Gen X, yeah.
and look at you now.
So I do believe in business in particular, don't let perfection become the enemy of progress. Absolutely believe in that. But I find that increasingly we are in places where we should not be are okay with slipshod work.
Mm.
And
You're talking about my production.
listen, I didn't say anything, although it could use more work.
More prep?
More work. Prep work.
Oh, God.
No, but I think you get to so I'm a big fan of and student of improv, stand-up comedy and
I could tell.
freestyle rapping, right? And so people
Are you just naming all? Are you reading my journal right now?
no
This is all the things I like: freestyle
Really?
rapping and improv comedy.
really.
I feel like we
Okay.
should go on a date.
So well maybe
I feel like we should.
we
Maybe
Let's-
like on a weeknight.
let's do it. But maybe on a weeknight.
Yeah, let's not take away. Let's not
Let's
take away
not
from
take
the
it too far.
wives.
Yeah,
But,
yeah,
on a
yeah.
weeknight, like
Yeah,
a
that's
Tuesday, like it
That's right.
could
That's right.
work.
But the if you listen to any of the greats in there, like if you take a contemporary or at least our contemporary, Conan O'Brien,
I thought we were doing freestyle rappers. I'm sorry.
he
We're
can
going
be-
back to.
or Eminem for that matter.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
They push themselves to perfection,
Mm.
and they will tell you that they can improvise only because they obsess over their art and craft. They absolutely obsess over.
Ooh, I want to
Right,
argue.
they
this
wanna
point.
be-
I'm arguing this point. Okay, here I go.
They want to be. They push themselves, right? He's even joked about it. Eminem has about reading a dictionary while
Memorizing
sitting
a
on the
dictionary.
yeah.
No, memorizing a thesaurus
No,
or
in
a
a dictionary. When he was having the rap battle with Machine Gun Kelly, they actually joke about him reading a dictionary while sitting on the can.
Okay.
Right? But he owns it. He says, "Yeah, I do that because I want every word in my repertoire. So when I need it, I can pull it out and I can throw it out." Right?
Mm.
That to me is, I mean, you call it perfection or do you call it just obsessing over wanting to be the best at whatever it is you're trying to do, so that you can then improvise as needed and pull cats out of a hat.
Shelley Guzda says, so underrated. A strong work ethic is paramount to success.
Who said that?
Shelley Guzda.
Ooh.
Yeah, down in Florida.
My new best friend.
Yeah, she's good people. We like Shelley. Shelley's a friend of the show. Heather's joining in too. Shout out Heather, Mark. But here's what but this obsessing thing and this perfect in that.
It's just triggering you right now. I
Well,
can tell.
this is an important conversation.
Okay.
This is an important conversation because
Okay.
perfection is the goal. It's the result of a whole lot of imperfect moments.
Yes.
Of imperfect iterations, of a lot of product that wasn't perfect.
100% agree.
These are the stepping stones to success,
agree.
right?
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes the challenge is the obsession is great because obsession will drive you along at every phase.
Yeah.
But if we just say, is it perfect? No. And then we get discouraged.
Oh, right.
This because
No.
perfection can discourage obsession too.
No,
Perfectionism.
So it's the pursuit of perfection, right? So you want it to pursue perfection. It's pushing for perfection, not perfection.
Are you pointing at yourself right now?
No, I'm pointing at
feel
the
like
screen that says the thing there.
Oh.
The
okay.
pushing for perfection at the
Okay.
bottom of the
Because
screen.
people don't know that.
Oh,
They
I'm
just look
sorry.
like you're pointing at
Oh, I'm
yourself.
sorry. Like there.
Yeah.
Wherever the
Or them. You're pointing at the people.
I know, sorry.
You
It
pursuing
says on
perfection.
the screen it says pushing for perfection. So it's pushing for perfection is underrated.
Yeah.
Perfection itself I'm not commenting. It's pushing for perfection that gets you to progress.
The pursuit.
Every experiment that I talked about that we tried in 2023 in the conference, in 24 and this year even more experiments that we run. If you wanted every experiment to yield a perfect result, you would never experiment.
Is that a
You only
disappointing?
experiment-
Is that a disappointing process though? Comparing yourself to perfection and then continuing to push, because inevitably
Oh.
you're gonna feel like you're falling short constantly.
No, because it depends on what you describe as the goal for that experiment, for that push. That specific push, as long as it moves you forward, what is your goal that it moves you forward on? The goal for my experiments and the team's experiments at the conference, for example, are to learn from them, whether they worked, didn't work, what worked, and can it be made to work better. If you learn that, that is the goal, you can then iterate on it and bring it to perfection.
Yeah.
Or hoped to bring it to perfection, right? But if you never ever try, you never will. Although equally, I'm like, this is schizophrenia here. But Yoda, I'm a big
The great
student,
philosopher.
right? So
Yes.
do or do not, there's no try. You've got to do it,
Yeah.
right?
Love
You
that
can't
stuff.
just be like, oh, yeah, okay, yeah, maybe someday. No, just go do it. Doesn't have to be perfect in the moment, but learn from it and push for perfection. I'm sorry, I'm not pointing at the audience. Push for perfection, as it says so beautifully on the screen there.
Yeah. Really, really nice work for the producer there. Scott Chapman says, nothing wrong with striving for perfection. Knowing you will not attain it is okay, but the quest to be the best possible version of yourself is winning in my book. The quest.
Although I think this does create a lot of billable hours for therapists.
A lot of billable hours for therapists and consultants.
And consultants.
Frankly, right? Billable hours. Pushing for perfection equals billable hours. Yeah, I like it, Scott. I like it. The quest, yeah, interesting. Interesting. Charles says pushing perfection and being okay with getting closer each time.
That's yeah.
Heather Jameson, you strive for 100% always, and when you get to 99%, you're like, I can do better. But you're right, Ben. Don't get discouraged, but always strive to do better, grow, and learn. Things are always changing. 100% is always changing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Especially in this day and age. Right on, Heather.
This is I
We
don't want to say
deep.
triggering,
We
but
got
it's
deep, yeah.
inspiring a lot of people to
Yeah.
kind of get in the comments here. Katie Garcia says the real magic is happens when we aim for excellence, not flawlessness. Oh wow. Rob Zeitz trying to get one more in under the buzzer. Push for workfection. Oh man. Not perfection, but workfection.
Yeah.
Perfection. We're gonna Hey, not everyone hits, Daisy. He's pushing though.
He's pushing.
Okay? He's pushing.
Yeah. Not every one of them is perfect.
It's not well, we have a live studio audience and they can be heard. Sure. Making their presence known.
All right.
No, this is great, and I love the fact that work is always or has been under your stewardship, pushing to get better and try new things, and that's the hard thing I think when you're a perfectionist in your brain, right? When you want things to be perfect, trying new things. When you're like at 80%, you're like, this is good, you know. People are registering, they're coming, they say they have a good time, and then to like go and disrupt yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I mean that takes a lot of courage to do that. And but that's how you get to 90, 95, 99%, right?
It's impossibly hard at times, especially in this day and age where business models are being questioned. You know, countries' economic models, trade models are being questioned. You can't stay still. You have to be thinking about, okay, how do I evolve in this scenario, in this situation? And so that's what we live by at WRC, because our industry is going through that, is living through it. And so it is, I believe, our responsibility to be right there alongside the industry, and in fact leading the way for the industry to
In some ways it's kind of a model
find a way
for
forward.
what the
Yeah.
service providers and such have to do.
Our corporate
as
colleagues,
well.
our service providers, our corporations. I mean, everyone's kind of going through really, really uncertain times. There's a lot of volatility in every context of the word. There's tremendous amount of sort of anxiety that comes from it, and so you know, you have to keep pushing forward and you have to keep working forward. So no, I appreciate the kind comment, but yeah, it's an awesome responsibility that I believe the Industries Association has unto itself, and we're pushing as hard as we can to keep evolving and delivering.
You said something interesting though. When I said kind of the service providers having to kind of retool and kind of rediscover their value proposition, but you corrected me to say the corporate customer as well is doing the same thing.
Yeah.
How do you foresee them redefining the way that they add value to their organization?
There's different stories, different folks trying different things. I think it's all over the place, and that's why the value creation committee is so important, and the work that
You're making this my problem now.
It is. It's distilling it and finding the most effective way to make that case. Now, it'll have to be adapted for every organization, every corporation, but there's a lot of many of our corporate colleagues that are doing an amazing job in their own right with navigating the uncertain waters internally, but I think they all will benefit from and incredibly value having a unified, consolidated, high impact value statement that is both qualitative, which it has been in the past. Of course, all of us can tell all kinds of stories about how mobility is so important and valuable, but also quantitative. It has to have numbers behind it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Right.
I think we do a really nice job I think we do a pretty good job with the anecdotes and telling kind of the anecdotal evidence of global mobility. And I think we probably over rely on the employee experience and the importance of that, and just saying, oh, but the employee has to have this great experience. And to your point, I don't know that we do a good enough job always of bringing it back to dollars and cents. It's super hard to quantify ROI, so I don't necessarily know that that's always the easiest thing to do. But I think there's things that we could do in between, like talking about what percentage of CEOs have, overseas work experience, for instance, have worked outside their home country.
Yeah.
For instance, and just say, and let people draw their own kind of correlation there.
Well, it's exactly right. I mean, that's it's for that reason that we at WERC have commissioned a research study this year that has two parts to it. First of all, sizing the global talent mobility market globally. That has never been done. So actually figure out what the size is of this market. And then second, what is the economic impact of global talent mobility? So not within its industry, not within the industry, but what is the impact we're having on the GDP of the United States?
Why is that important to define?
It's why should someone care about anything? People only care about things that create value, right? That are valuable or create value. And so we have that responsibility to be able to like you said, in a 30-second elevator ride with the CEO, be able to demonstrate or communicate that value really quickly, really, really effectively, right? In that example. Same thing goes with governments. When we're advocating for public policy to be not unfavorable to our industry and to global talent mobility itself, it necessarily needs us to make the case for whether or not it is valuable, and if so, really how valuable is talent mobility? What impact does it have on the world at large? Those are a couple of reasons, for example, of reasons why it's so important. I mean, you can't have a convincing narrative. I mean, look, we're at the end of the day, this is business. In a business, you're not going to buy or pay for something if you're not convinced of the value.
Well, and I think, whenever I think about the size of a market, I always think about private equity. Because every time I look at a business that's trying to raise money, get funding, get VC funding, get PE, to buy, sell, whatever, they like to talk about the size, the addressable market, the size of an industry. And seeing further investment in our industry, you could argue is a good thing. You could argue maybe it's not in some ways, but you could argue generally, I think it's a good thing, because in some ways there's been some disinvestment over the years.
Well, sure, that you may think of private equity when you think of that, but it's not just private equity. It's anyone looking to make a capital investment decision, which includes the owners of many of the businesses that are in our industry already. Many of our supplier organizations are family owned.
Yeah.
Right?
But they already have a sense.
No.
They already feel for the value of their position.
Okay,
and,
but
and the value of the market.
in this
Okay.
times when we're going through massive amounts of uncertainty and there is a lot of destruction of value that's happening, we know, right, that growth has been in the crapper, and there's actually parts of our industry that are shrinking. In that kind of when you're faced with that kind of an environment, how do you decide whether you hang on, whether you leave, whether you double down, whether you fold? You can't know that unless you know what it is that you're playing for, how big the pot is. You can't know that without really understanding the value of what it is you're playing for, right? So I think it is important for all business owners to have that and be able to tell when it makes sense for them to call it versus when they should double down, triple down.
Yeah, and sometimes double down, triple down. You need to go get a loan or investment or something like that, and it is helpful there to be able to quantify the size of the market. We could talk about stuff like this for a long time, and I've kind of been operating on the assumption you have nothing better to do.
Sure.
So we're already half an hour over on our show
No
time.
big deal.
So I appreciate you so much, Anupam. Do you want to tell people how they can register for the coming WERC Global 25?
Yeah, just search, go to Google and just type in WERC Global 25, WERC Global 25, and click on the conference link and just register from there. It's talenteverywhere.org. There may be other sites.
So this is this is a not new, but this is also a new-ish URL.
Yeah. So the URL you can type in worldwideerc.org. It'll also take you there. But if you're searching, the link you're looking for, the URL you're looking for is talenteverywhere.org. That's the domain. There are others that will ape the website, and this is happening in the travel space a lot. You may think you're booking a hotel room through a hotel's website, and actually it's someone that's just trying to make a buck and get you into trouble. So the WRC, just type in WRC Global 25, go to talenteverywhere.org and register from there. I think early bird pricing ends at the end of August, right at the beginning, I think Labor Day. So you've got 25 days, I think, at this point to get in. It is going to be a not to be missed conference. I recognize it is a big investment for anybody that's not local to Salt Lake City. We've done everything we can to make it as affordable and accessible as possible. We've packed in a tremendous amount of value into that week for you to get the biggest bang for your buck. And the registration stats already look like it's going to be incredibly valuable. And so, you being there is going to be that much more valuable for every one of your colleagues. So you don't want to miss out on that. And this is arguably, I wouldn't have said this 2 years ago, but I can say it quite unequivocally. This is the most important conference for our industry in the world in this day and age. You must be there. And I look forward to seeing you there.
Wow, that was fantastic. Can we do it one more time though, with just a little bit more enthusiasm? No, I'm just kidding. No, guys, got to be there. We're all going to be there. Everyone's going to be there. That's how this goes. So go register early and often. Not Evan. Sorry, Evan's not going to be there, but everyone else will be there. So
You'll be back in college.
where you going to be? You going to be in college in October?
There you go.
UNT?
There you go. Texas. Awesome.
Yeah, the Harvard of North Texas. Yep. We appreciate it, Evan. Hey, everybody, hit that like button one more time. Show Anupam some love here. Go register for the conference. I will see you there. Can't wait to do it. Can't wait to be in Salt Lake City for the first time and see all the friends.
I know. You and me both.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, y'all. Hey, take care, everybody, and tune in tomorrow. We got another cool show for you. We're gonna be talking about AI. Later, y'all.